everything is worth seeing, but if you tell me like what is the worst itinerary to do if you book a trip to Japan, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. Still, it's the
Okay.
worst itinerary because they're the busiest places. They're the most visited with tourism. Do they have cool things to see? Yes, they do. I'm like I said, like visit everything once, but sprinkle in some more rural side stuff. You know, don't just do the big cities. Like take a side jaunt somewhere. See a bit of the countryside. Don't just do the three big cities and then leave Japan because that will not leave the impression of what Japan really has.
Not an
You
accurate
know?
representation of
Yeah,
everything
there's
it
so
offers.
much more to Japan, right? Uh,
My sister went to Venice like 10 years ago. My mom took her. She's 10 years younger than me.
yeah,
And she took her and her best friend to Venice.
yeah.
And then they separated. My mom went to some museum, and my sister and her friend really wanted to have like a cup of coffee at the center, like the St. Marco Square, you know?
Yeah.
And then they had two cappuccinos, and then the bill came, and it was like 120 euros.
Really?
Yeah, and then
That's
the bill it said
crazy.
like music is 60 euros because some guy was playing the violin or something.
Really?
And
That's
she had to call my mom,
crazy.
like, can you bail us out? I don't have.
Wow.
So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to tourist traps. So I wanted to
Yeah.
ask, since you're a pro, does
Yeah.
that exist in Japan?
It
Like
exists.
legit tourist trap?
Yeah.
It does.
Shinjuku. But that's different, right? Do you go to Shinjuku often?
Yeah, I know it. Kabukicho
Okay.
is there.
Yeah.
The
So
naughty area, but
it's like, yeah. The
what are you
red light
talking about?
district.
Like, tell me more.
They actually have intercom. They have a new intercom in Shinjuku.
Uh-huh.
Which is so being here only 2 years, I've still seen a crazy evolution of the amount of English being implemented into the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And right at the corner of the intersection where you enter Golden Guy,
Yeah.
they have a speaker and it says, "Beware of touts.
Yeah.
They will scam you and rip you off."
Okay, so just for the viewers, what's
Yeah.
Golden Guy?
So Golden Guy is one of the coolest places. So
Yeah.
like for people who don't know, Shinjuku, most locals aren't going to go there, right? Like most Japanese people are scared of Shinjuku. It's like that's the place, like once in their lifetime they'll go see it. Golden Guy is a particular small area there where there's 6 alleyways really close together. You can't fit a car. I could probably touch both walls if I put my arms out, right? And there's about 200 bars. Usually always one bar on the bottom, one bar on the top of these really small buildings. One of the coolest vibes in all of Japan. Like I've been all over for work, right?
I love it.
And it's so great. I always take my customers to Golden Guy. For sure worth a stop if you're traveling to Japan. But yeah, really cool place. My favorite bar, Bar Lucky. They have all these fermented jars of animals. There's like a pit viper, a python, cockroaches, seahorse, maybe a couple other. But the cockroaches you can eat.
What, they're fried?
They're fermented in alcohol, in soju. They're fermented in Japanese potato vodka. So I always take customers there to get them to eat cockroaches. Yeah.
What's the place called?
Bar Lucky.
Giving out your trade secrets straight away.
Good luck finding it.
Okay.
And it's always crazy busy because it's Golden Guy, right?
Yeah.
If people, they listen to the podcast and they're like, oh, let's find Bar Lucky.
Yeah,
It's
good luck.
like there's 200 bars there, right? And they're all different. So, yeah, but it's cool. So, yeah, the touts, usually they're foreigner and they'll try and pull you into a bar and they'll run up to you. Or usually if you're a guy, it's worse, right? Because they usually have like women they want to offer you. So when I'm in Golden Guy with customers or in Shinjuku or something, I always keep my women customers with me so they just leave me alone. Yeah.
So if they see guys alone,
if they see guys alone,
that's the perfect target.
They're the perfect target.
But is that prostitution or is that like a fake girls bar, hostess bar? What is that? Does anybody know?
You know what?
I don't know anybody who ever fell for it.
So the police do raid brothels here. There are brothels. They do get raided. But for some reason, it's still really popular in Japan. So I don't know what the fine line is. Like, where do the police draw the line? Where is it not okay? Where is it okay? Like, why? Because Shinjuku still has a ton of it. They still have a ton of prostitution. That's why it's called the red light district, right? So yeah, the touts, they'll try and they'll come up to you and they'll be like, "Hey man, like you looking for a good time? Like come to this bar." You go into the bar, you follow them in the bar. There's stories online, you can read them, of like people getting drugged. They charge their credit card a whole bunch while they're kind of out of it. They're not unconscious, but they're just messed up. Or they put hidden fees on the bill, like what you were speaking of at that cafe, and then you get your bill and you're like, "What? Like this is like Juman, which is like 700 USD, right?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's the service fee." And you're like, "I don't have that." And they're like, "Well, we're gonna take you to the ATM." And then they walk you to the ATM, they get their money, and you continue your night, right?
Damn.
Yeah, so Shinjuku, don't follow people into a bar in Shinjuku for sure. If they were Japanese, I would trust it. You know, like you've been here 2 years, right? Like
Yeah.
it's totally different because they have like an honorable code they want to keep up. Where from what I've heard about the touts, them always being foreigner, and they're usually like big guys, right? Is they are hired by like
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, but it drives me crazy, right? Because as someone who has to go through all these different work visas to stay here and like live in Japan like properly, I'm just like, man, why do these guys get to stand on the street and just rip people off and get a visa to stay here? Like it's crazy. It drives me insane.
Maybe you could apply as a tout first and
No
then
way.
go into legitimate
maybe,
business
I guess,
from.
Yeah. You guys give me a 5-year work visa, yeah.
Permanent
They
residency
wouldn't let
straight
you
away.
leave, man. There's no way. There's
Yeah,
no
that's
way.
true.
Yeah.
Did you? So you're a professional tour guide. You have your own company.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about
Yeah.
that. But did you ever have that happen to any of your customers?
No.
Or are you warning them
No,
and they
I always
follow
tell
the
them.
rules?
I always tell them. I say like, don't ever follow anyone into a bar, and I tell them, I'm like, if they're Japanese, like I would trust it, like to go have fun, you know. It's still going to be expensive, right? Because that's if you're following someone into a bar, it's more often than not like a guy's bar or a girl's bar, right? And what that is somewhere you pay for the hour to get unlimited drinks, usually like 6,000 yen, so like $45 per person USD. Yeah, unlimited alcohol, but they're like the guys and girls, whatever bar you choose, they're like there to flirt with you, you know. So that's why they're pulling people in because then people get tips and yeah.
Okay, but that's kind of like the nightlife. What about this kind of European style
Daytime thing?
Yeah, where you go
Yeah.
like, I don't know, to a restaurant in some central square in a European city, and then the bill comes and it's like $60 for French fries.
That's not
Does
really
that
a
happen
thing.
in Japan?
No,
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 because of the
Japan's
honorable
great.
code
Yeah,
of what you
it's
talked about.
be fair, you know, like it's just like Japan's fair. Like you go to the airport and the 7-Eleven doesn't increase water to $6. It's still $1.
Holy shit, I never thought about that. But
Right?
now that you said it,
Right?
I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So
no problem.
I just went to Canada with my girlfriend and she found this cosmetic. It's like this skin cream. In the airport at Narita, it was 3,000 yen. And in Canada airport, it was the exact same volume, exact same jar, 7,000 yen. More than double the price in the Canadian airport. And that's all I think of is like there are fluctuations of prices throughout Japan, and they will be in tourist areas. So Shibuya restaurants, you may be paying a bit more. If you go and eat street food in like Asakusa at Sensoji Temple, you may pay a bit more for the street food. But that's supply and demand, right? Like if everything is cheap, they're going to sell out. So let's up the price, 200 more yen. There's still a million people coming here all the time. We'll still get profits, right? But then you go to like some quiet place and it's 200 yen less. That's still not a big increase. Like $1 more for street food, like, okay, that's fine, you know? And that's kind of Japan's limit. Like I think of a cheap bowl of ramen here, 1,100 yen. Gourmet bowl of ramen, like 1,400 yen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's like, the neighborhood will change the price a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Really not a lot. So.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like
Japan's fair. It's just fair here.
But what about this? There's a lot of talk of dual pricing now.
Yeah.
That there's going to be dual pricing for
yeah.
tourists now or foreigners.
Yeah.
Is that real? It's not here yet.
It's not here yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So the only thing that would affect my job that I would notice is like Himeji Castle. So
Uh-huh.
apparently they might be making it so that foreigners are paying, like tourists are paying like 4 times the price of a local, which would be crazy. That would be
4
crazy.
times. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's pretty standard in a lot of like Southeast Asia and
It
other
is.
countries,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Where their
Yeah.
salaries
Yeah.
are really low compared to.
Yeah. So I don't know. It hasn't hit yet. It's all talk still. The government of Japan, if you don't know this,
I don't probably know.
they last October they hit their goal of 34 million people within a year. So
Tourists.
Inbound tourism.
Is that a big number? I have no idea.
It's a huge number. So Japan's population 124 million because it's been on a decline since 2010.
I just read an article on my way
Yeah.
here that's now 120 million.
120.
They
so
lost
it's gone
a million
down
people
more.
this year.
Yeah. So it's been on a decline since 2010.
Yeah.
The population's been going down since 2010. So it's tough. And then you think of 34 million people came here in 1 year. Inbound tourism.
Yeah.
That means there's still a population, probably of 10 million or something, like foreigners living here, expats and stuff like that. So that's like a third of the inbound population is tourism. So
Good for business, baby.
Yeah, so it's good, but you don't know. 75% are from other parts of Asia, China, and Korea.
Of course. Yeah, because when you say tourists, I always think, oh, Europe.
No.
Oh, like America,
No.
maybe.
It's Asia.
Yeah.
So I teach all this, right? Like I'm a tour guide, but part of a tour guide's job, I believe, is to teach people, right? So, you may look at Japan and you're going places, and a conversation I always have, especially on social media, is jaywalking. And people will be like, well, is jaywalking okay? I'm like, no, it's not. But they're like, but I see people doing it. I was like, yeah, are they Asian? They're like, yeah. I was like, how do you know they're Japanese? They might just, it's normal to jaywalk where they're from and they're just doing it. We can't, I can't tell many Asians apart. I get that. And they can't tell many white people apart. I get that. And black people, like, are they from, Africa or Nigeria? Like, we don't know, right? We just base everyone off of one skin color in the same pocket, right? And the Japanese do the same thing, right? But it's a part of the culture here. You don't jaywalk. And people are always like asking me, but I saw someone. I was like, you don't know if they're Japanese. And if you stand at the intersection, 80% of the people are not jaywalking. So the definition of like culture is like, as a collective, do majority of people agree on the same act? Yes. Jaywalking is not jaywalking is part of culture. But in Canada, if you jaywalk,
Same.
you have to. If I wait at the intersection in Canada,
You're gonna look like an idiot.
They think I'm selling drugs, right? They're like, why is this guy in this corner standing here doing nothing?
What's his problem?
Yeah. Right. Call the cops.
Oh,
on
yeah,
this guy. Put him in jail.
It's Mike again.
Yeah.
Standing over there.
Yeah.
And what would you say is, speaking of like jaywalking, what would you say is like maybe not the worst, but the most common type of behavior that you see that tourists have? That it's maybe not like malicious, but just being unaware of like some sort of code of conduct that is...
Which, this is crazy. Escalators. Like
What
the
do you mean?
smallest thing.
Yeah.
So in Tokyo, we stand on the left hand.
Yeah.
And we walk on the right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Osaka is right. You stand and you walk on the left.
Another mind fuck.
Kyoto is in between Tokyo and Osaka. No one knows what they're doing. And there's so much to it. You just stand wherever and no one walks. That's fine. I get it. But I always have a lot of guests, and they will stand on both sides. And I always tell them like, hey, like stand on this side, and I give them the same speech. But a lot of times they'll end up taking up the whole escalator. And all I can think of is like, when I'm busy and I need to get somewhere and I want to walk and I can't, I'm like, baka, like you idiot.
Baka gaijin.
Yeah. Like, let's walk, So I can just hear in my brain like all the Japanese people being like, you son of a bitch.
Move.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not such a bad one. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But it's small, right?
It's small, yeah.
So the other things, probably the worst one actually, that's all the time. And honestly, I don't police it too often with my groups because my groups are up to like 40 people sometimes.
Max.
Like 44 max.
Okay, that's pretty
They're
big though.
That's
yeah,
big.
yeah, that's big.
You think of like 44, but you see 44 people and like it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so taking 44 people through a subway, right? They can be loud, and I get that. And I tell them, I'm like, you guys are on vacation. When Japanese people go on vacation, they're loud and they're enjoying, they're happy, you know. So we do the same thing here. So I tell them, I was like, we do have a bit of leniency, you know, but I will let you know if you're being too loud or disruptive.
Nice.
Are
you ever like, shh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No.
One time,
Yeah.
I actually I did have a customer like clap to get off the train, and it was a quiet train.
What does that mean?
The door, I don't know, but they're like, "Let's go," and I was like, I didn't even think. It was an automatic reaction. I was like, "Do not do that."
Yeah, good.
Yeah, because it was loud. It was a loud clap, right? And I was like, "That's the door's open. Like we're going. You know, we're walking. It's okay."
Did he apologize? Was
no,
it
I think
difficult?
Yeah, they were just
Like,
they just
sorry,
didn't
sorry.
notice.
Yeah, okay.
They just didn't notice because you get personalities,
of course.
right? Yeah, and but no, the big thing is when we sit across from each other because we have big groups. We'll take up an entire portion of chairs, and they always talk across from each other on the train, which is like really hard for me to constantly police because I'm not gonna stand up and keep walking up and forth at public train. So yeah, don't do that. Don't sit across from your friend on the train and just like have a conversation through people. Bad manners in Japan.
That's not cool.
Yeah, talk to the person beside you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably the biggest one that I've noticed recently. Yeah.
Do you being a tour guide? I used to be a tour guide in Berlin, but I started off as being a pub crawl guide, which is like the worst type of tour guiding. The biggest group was like terrible. 120 people.
Yeah,
there were like
man.
4 of us and stuff.
Yeah, dude. I have some stories about doing pub crawl guides.
Oh,
sure.
nice. And where did I want? Oh, yeah. It takes a lot of energy to be a tour guide.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do you keep up?
I love what I do. I don't feel like I work, man.
Really?
Yeah, I literally like.
Even if you have like a bad group, if you have like difficult customers, if it's embarrassing, because it happens. We've all been there. Whatever, like
very rare do I get bad people. And I think it's my style. Like I don't have judgment. You know, we get different personalities, and you know sometimes you know someone likes Sanrio, and sometimes they show up and they want to wear Lolita dresses and all these, you know, do these things. But I don't. That's fine. I'll take you to a maid cafe in Akihabara. Let's go have a good time and laugh and smile. And I think because I provide such an inclusive atmosphere when I guide, that it helps people just also share non-judgment.
That's great.
So when I have someone and they're quiet on tour and I can tell like this person's a hardcore introvert and they are really shy and they can't do many things alone, I will try and look out for them and like at least make sure like, hey, what are you doing today? Can I give you some recommendations, you know? And yeah, I think customers feed off that. And I have a lot of tour guides I know, and they tell me, like, I'm having so many issues with my customers and blah, blah, blah. And they tell me the story. And I was like, you could have prevented that like 10 steps ago, you know? Like, why did you let it get that?
Do you have any like red lines of what you don't? I mean, because customers must have a lot of...
I would need like a scenario.
Yeah.
You'd have to give me a scenario and I could just tell you how to handle it. But guiding in Japan, like the guides here are bad. Sorry to say out loud, but
what do you mean?
A lot of them are retired. It's their retiree job. They just want to
like Japanese tour guides.
Japanese, yeah, and foreign too. They can be good. I've seen some good ones, but I think it's different just because I did go to school and get a degree in tour guiding and tourism. There's still small things that I see and. You know, blocking the train entrance and exit. They don't group up in the right place. You should never group your group up right at the train gate because now you're blocking the flow of workers and people who are just trying to live their life, right? That happens a lot. You would be surprised at how often that happens. It's little minor things. So, yeah, but the Japanese government, I guess what I was going to say is by 2030, they want to have 60 million inbound tourists. So think of how busy it is now. You said you live in Shimokitazawa, and it's getting busier for tourism. Double it.
Do you have any negative reactions from the locals sometimes? Because I've heard that Japanese people are getting, especially like Kyoto or Tokyo and stuff, that they're getting a little bit pissy sometimes.
Osaka is the worst.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I feel bad because I've Tokyo versus Osaka is always a thing, right?
Yeah.
And
I love Osaka, by the way.
do you? I'm a Tokyoite, like through and through.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a Tokyoite.
I live in Tokyo, and I'm always like, I should have
chose Osaka.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Osaka is much more Western, and people are much more open to just speaking their mind, which is cool. I get that.
Yeah, I like that.
One time I was walking in Shinsekai. Have you been to Shinsekai?
No.
Great. Put it next time you go to Osaka. Yeah. Shinsekai, my favorite place in Osaka. Shinsekai.
What is it?
It's like Dotonbori. So Dotonbori is the downtown of Osaka.
Yeah, it's where
that's a name.
The
that's
tourist spot.
Goes.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
I hate going there. It's terrible. Go to Shinsekai. Shinsekai is a small Dotonbori. The buildings are still 3D with artwork and stuff. It looks absolutely stunning. It's where Osaka's viewpoint tower is. So, you know, like every big city has like their own viewpoint tower. We have the Sky Tree and Tokyo Tower. We have two. They have the Tsutsenkaku Tower, if I pronounce it correctly. But Shinsekai is this beautiful neighborhood like Dotonbori, smaller. They have arcade games and they have food and all these things. I brought some guests there in the afternoon to have lunch and show them it. And I'm walking on a side street. There's no traffic here because it's Shinsekai. It's a walking area, right? And I'm walking towards the main street to find the bus that's parked. And I hear ding, 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 and it's a bike bell. And I'm like, bro, there's no one on this road. Like, you can bike around me. But I walk to the left and I'm like, where's this person with this bike bell? Ding, 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 ding. And this guy is biking towards me. And I look at him kind of like, okay, like I'm out of your way. I'm on the left side. And now that I make eye contact, he's just like, I'm like, yo.
Flipping you off.
Yeah, he like was ringing his bell to get me to look at him just so he could flip me off.
Just because you're what?
Yeah, just because I'm guessing because I'm a foreigner. Like, there's no way he would do that to a Japanese person. He was just some really old Japanese guy. And usually the older population in Japan is much more like racist, right? I just like, at the same time, now that it's been a while, it's like, that's comedy in Osaka, you know? Like hook, line, and sinker. Like, yo, look here, fuck you, you know? And I was just like,
great joke.
Nice, dude. I've been spit on in Osaka.
No way.
In Dotonbori, yeah.
That's next level.
Yeah, changing my camera lens. I put my bag down. I made sure I was not in front of the door of a building. I made sure I was not on the road because cars come down this walking street, and there was a vending machine. And I made sure that there was still space for someone to use the vending machine. I'm always very mindful, right? And I opened my bag to change my camera lens because I was going to take photos for a customer. And this guy comes over and he's like, leave now. And he starts raising his voice every time. And then he spits at me with his gum. And I'm just like, I just look at him.
Did you have like customers?
Yeah, I had like 3 customers with me.
Jesus.
So I just like look at him. And then I just like, because I'm like crouched down, right? And he's like standing over top of me. He's like missing a bunch of teeth and stuff. So I slowly continue what I'm doing. I just like ignore him. Because like, what do you do? And
that's crazy for Japan. I've never heard
you know
anything.
Dotonbori's Party Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, where all the clubs and stuff are?
Yeah.
It was there. So my whole thought was like, I know the neighborhood. This is where like...
Tons of foreigners. And
not just that, but like the bar scene always has... the rougher crowd, right? Like the late night people usually can have gang association and stuff like that. And for him to, in public, around like 100 other people, yell at me and spit on me, just told me like any reaction would result in me probably having more issues than him in terms of like him having friends around.
Of course.
Even if police came, then it would be like, oh, like the foreigner's the issue, you know? So I was just like, okay, guys, like, let's just go. And it was just like, that was before I was even here a year. And immediately you ruined Osaka for the rest of my life. Like
that's not a good first impression.
Yeah, immediately, like, you just ruined Osaka for me. And now I tell people that story, and you didn't know, like, I deal with over 1,000 people a year. And now if I don't always tell this story because I don't want people to have that image. I love going to Osaka for tourism. It has some great spots to see. Um, but now I also think of like, it doesn't feel as safe. It doesn't feel as welcoming, right? I would recommend 100 other places before I would say go to Osaka.
Okay.
You know?
Speaking of which, most of my friends who come, they do like Tokyo, they go to Osaka, and then they do like Kyoto, of course, and maybe Nara, and then they go back to Tokyo, and then they go home.
Yeah.
What would you say? Is that a good itinerary, or like, what's the number one mistake that people make when they come to Japan?
I think that's a fine itinerary.
Yeah?
I firmly believe you should do everything once, and what we call that itinerary is the golden route. So when Japan was first developing hundreds of years ago, that we had the main cities in Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and that's just where a lot of development has happened. A lot of cool things are there. For a first-time traveler to Japan, you're gonna want to see that, but then you're gonna realize there's much other cool things that you can view, because you're gonna see it's really crowded, and a lot of people end up at the end of the trip and I'm like, what was your favorite thing? And they're like, that quiet place you took me to, the countryside, the nature walk in Hakone that I do, somewhere that's calm and just like authentic rural side Japan.
Nature super underrated here, I think.
Traditions are still intact and the architecture is different, right? And I think a lot of people don't like Tokyo after they travel because they think it's so busy. I'm like, well, it's the largest metropolitan in the world, and there's a lot of concrete. I get that, but there's so many things to do and so much beautiful things to experience here in Tokyo. I think Tokyo is a great place. What you said about you have friends and they do Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and whatever, and then they fly back out of Tokyo. Don't do that. Book separate flights. Fly into Tokyo or Osaka, and then you just fly out of the opposite. So fly into Tokyo, fly out of Osaka. It'll save you like $100 on the Shinkansen. You don't have to get a second Shinkansen. Book separate flights.
This is like
that's like
trade
the best
secrets
tip.
now.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Mike, how can people get in touch with you before we forget?
Landmarkandlegends.com. Yeah.
We're gonna include the link in the YouTube description.
Appreciate
you
it.
have an Instagram account as well.
Yeah, we have an Instagram. We have a website.
Okay. We're not done, by the way. Just so we don't forget.
Yeah, no worries.
Book with Mike. Like, he knows everything. Look at this.
Yeah, I'll
this
sort
is crazy.
you guys out.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
What's like? Okay, the experience you had in Osaka. I have a similar kind of not experience, but feeling now when it comes to Kyoto.
Okay.
I've just been there once, and I was just
You've only
standing
been there once.
No, my family came to visit. They love Japan. They didn't like the big cities that much, and we particularly in Kyoto, we had a miserable time. We were just standing in Gion, like packed like sardines.
Yeah.
We saw like one geisha at night, and a tourist immediately came and like flashed her in the face, and she just screamed and went inside somewhere. All the restaurants were either fully booked or they didn't want to take us because it was 6 people.
So
there's a lot of signs. If you don't speak Japanese, fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't take my family to any restaurant after like 6 p.m. So at the end, we're just eating in front of a kombini, like egg sandwiches and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And my parents were like, okay, the temples are nice, but it's kind of, I don't want to be, I'm sorry, but I'm super into Japanese history and everything. It's fantastic, but kind of like if you've seen 2 temples, the variety is not as crazy, So I'm like, when friends ask me, should we go to Kyoto? I'm kind of like, maybe there's other places, but I don't know. What do you think?
100%.
Also, people were really not that nice. I get it because there was so many tourists, but my experience was that people are kind of like, just eat and fuck off. Like, don't. Really? Yeah, don't.
I have really good hospitality. And I think it's the area. I actually don't go to the Gion anymore.
I totally get it.
The last company I worked for, we used to stay in the Gion, and I was in the Gion all the time. And it was cool, but the vibe is different because it's that more traditional atmosphere, and I think that they're sick of people being rude with the geishas and stuff. If you go more towards like the Karusama side of Shijodori, the Shijo is the main street in Kyoto, there's still tons of restaurants down there, and I always have great hospitality down there. They're still always booked. So making reservations is super important ahead of time. But yeah, Kyoto, I agree with you. Like, I like Kyoto, and I love how Kyoto has a lot of restrictions in place to keep it authentic. So you're only allowed, I think it's 33 meters. Buildings cannot exceed 33 meters. So
I
that's
didn't know
why,
that.
yeah. So
That's
when
why
you,
there's no like
that's
skyscrapers
why
and
there's
stuff.
no skyscrapers. So it makes Kyoto feel small. And all of the streets are narrow for walking and stuff. So Kyoto just feels small and traditional, but it's crazy busy, right? Um, yeah. So in terms of like, should you go to Kyoto? Yes. I think everyone should go once so they can see the fun temples, Fushimi Inari, King Kakoji's Golden Pavilion. Um, People go to Kiyomizu because there's that traditional old school neighborhood around it. That's it's cool. I get it. They have restrictions there where you're not allowed to have any neon signs. You're not allowed to have any overhead wiring to make it stay traditional. So you just walk through there and it's a blast in the past, and I get it. But it's busy. It's crazy busy. Go to Kanazawa.
Yeah.
Go to Kanazawa. It's north. It's an hour and a half north of Kyoto. Um, it has the Omicho Fish Market. It has its own geisha district, entertainment district that's smaller and no one's there. It has an old samurai housing district that is incredible to
No, I
walk
haven't
down.
even been there.
It's phenomenal. It's spectacular. It's only an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Not as touristy, I imagine.
Not as touristy at all. No, it's super low key, Kanazawa, and at Landmark and Legends, we actually loop it together. So we still want to offer the big three: Kyoto, um,
Osaka.
Tokyo, Osaka. But what we also do is we offer a trip where we go north, and we go through Nagano, over to Kanazawa, and then back down through Kyoto. So you actually get to experience more of the low key towns and the rural countryside before going back to the big cities, so that you can actually see a stark contrast of uh, different different places in Japan, um, which still have tourism, but it's
Yeah.
just not nearly as busy. It's not nearly as.
What would you say is the most underappreciated thing in Japan that's worth seeing? Maybe for you personally.
You're asking me to like give out the secrets now.
No. Maybe it can be in general. Maybe it can be like, hey, it's nature.
So
check out that. You don't have to give us like your favorite spot.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay because it
book
helps,
with Mike. Yeah. Look, this is him. You should book with him. Yeah.
It helps spread out the tourism, which we want. People think about like, oh, like I don't want to give up my secrets, but realistically, if we do that, the tourism's not going to be as concentrated anymore. So for me, it's still a really touristy place, but people go to Hiroshima, to Miyajima Island, which is the
art?
The Itsukushima Shrine is the big shrine in the water. You never been there?
No.
Okay. So people go there and they go to the Itsukushima Shrine, which is great. It's a shrine. It's on the water because they used to not be allowed to live on that island like 1,000 years ago. And they built the shrine on the water because they were never entering the land to go pray. So that's what the Itsukushima Shrine is for. You go through a torii gate by boat on the water. Not nowadays, but you used to. But what people don't know is a slight walk up the hill. It's like a 10-minute walk up the hill. There's a temple called Daisho Inn, and it's phenomenal. The railing has these drums on them that you spin, and they have a sutra on them. I'm pretty sure it's the Heart Sutra, if I remember correctly. So you run your hand up them and you spin them all on the way up. And now it's imparting the Heart Sutra in your life, which is the most popular sutra basically in Buddhism in Japan. So it's a fun activity. And then we ring the bell to, notify of our respectful entrance. And then we go and in the basement of the first temple building on the right side, you can do a pilgrimage. I think it's 44 temples. They have pictures of the Bodhisattva under the basement, but it's pitch black. So you can't see anything and you just feel the walls while you walk through and see these pictures of these Bodhisattva in the basement. And then we go up the hill and there's another sutra railing. And then the very top of Daisho Inn, there is a temple located to or dedicated to Kobadashi, which is one of the most famous Buddhist monks in Japanese history. he brought Shingon Buddhism to Japan from China, and he created the Shikoku 88. Are you familiar with that pilgrimage?
Yeah.
So 88 temples. So
Yeah.
Kobayashi.
My dad wants to do that.
Really? Yeah. So you can go, and below this temple, you can go inside, and they have, I think it's like 1,250 lanterns hanging on the ceiling, all lit up with the 88 statues for each of his temples. And it's just like all these things that you can do in that little area of Daisho, and plus a 500 statue Jizo garden. Jizo statue garden. So you walk through this garden and there's 500 Jizo statues with their aprons and stuff. It's just phenomenal, right? Like it's such a cool place, and it's very interactive. You get to see a lot of things, and it's not busy. It's not busy.
Wow.
It's my favorite place. Anytime I have a tour that takes me down there, I tell my customers, like, the one thing you guys should do with me this tour is go to Daishoen. And it's not on the itinerary because I also am a subcontractor for a big company. So when I do their tours, it's not included because no one knows about it. It's secret. Right?
Giving us straight up gold
here.
here.
Yeah, straight up gold. Yeah. And then the other thing is Tokaido Road in Hakone.
I've been to Hakone.
Yeah.
Once.
So do you know what the Tokaido Road is?
Nah.
So when Tokugawa was
the
in
Shogun,
power, he created 5 highways to help people bring rice back to Tokyo because that was taxed back then, right? They were taxed in rice.
Cool.
So the daimyo had to bring this rice by horse and carriage to Tokyo, Edo, and so he made highways to help it go faster, and he put checkpoints on them so they could get their papers checked. And the Tokaido Highway went from Tokyo to Osaka, and it went through the mountains of Hakone. So there's actually they call it the Old Tokaido Road, right beside Lake Ashi. So you can actually walk down the road, and when they made the road, they planted Japanese cedar trees. And now those trees are still there. They're like 400 years old. And you need like 4 people to fit your arms around them. It's incredible. And you just stand there on this road and you're just like, wow. There's a road right beside it. So you just hear buses and stuff go by. But I love taking people there because it's a huge part of the history. It's why Hakone is where it is. Like the Tokaido Road went through Hakone, which means they needed shops and vendors and, people there to accommodate for people traveling to Tokyo. And yeah, it's cool. It's just seeing the trees that big. I don't know anywhere else where there's like an old growth forest in this area. Like it's Hakone. So.
And Mike, the passion is shining through.
Yeah,
I want to book a tour with you right now.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. You're very well read as well about this stuff.
Yeah,
I see you got a bunch of books on Japanese history over there. I was like, oh, Mike is doing some reading.
Yeah. I
no bullshit.
Yeah, no, I'm
respect.
I'm like, I love Japan. Like I can't even explain like how.
Yeah,
cool.
Let's talk about this because you've been a tour guide in other countries before,
Yeah.
like Canada. You told me Southeast
so I went
Asia.
To school in Canada,
Tell me about
Southeast
how
Asia,
did you make your way over to Japan, and why
Ever
are you here?
since I was a kid, I just thought the presentation of samurai and their culture was so cool. Like that's all I knew about Japan.
Yeah,
I was just like, cool, sick samurai, and I
The
love
Last Samurai. Tom Cruise, let's go.
Yeah, and I
Ninja
love,
Turtles. All that stuff.
yeah. Just their culture is always permeated in Canada and the Western world, right? So I had worked for someone when I was in Thailand, and they had started a travel company, and they asked me to work for them for like 5-6 years, and I went to school, and I was like, nah, I was busy, I was in Canada trying to have a regular life.
As a tour guide,
no, and in school, as doing stuff. So that was when I went to school for tour guiding. I had left Thailand. I finished working for them, went back to Canada, went to school, did a gap year, went back to Thailand, did some work there, all these things. But when I finished, it was like 4 or 5 years later, all my commitments came to an end, and this guy messages me. He's like, yo, you on a job?
Guy from Thailand.
Yeah. And I was like, one condition. I was like, you send me to Japan.
Oh, he can send you anywhere.
Because it was one of their destinations, right? So he was like, deal.
But have you ever been to Japan before that?
Oh. Never. So it was like, that was my ticket. That was because from Canada, it's on the other side of the world. Like for me to go back to my hometown,
it takes you like 72 hours.
An 8 hour, it was 8.5, one flight. And then our second flight was 5 hours. It was like, usually 14 hours ish, total trip. So it's far, but I got it paid for, right? So I was like, hell yeah. But he sent me to Bali first because it wasn't high season here yet. And that was November 2022. So I got to Japan, and I will never forget the moment I got off the train. I came from Narita Airport. I got off at Nippori Station. You know Nippori?
Yeah.
Went down to Yonaka Town, Yonaka Street, and it was a Sunday, and everyone's riding their bikes, and the kids are playing, and they have because they always do like a market
Just
there,
like a
right?
Studio Ghibli scene.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, I love Japan. It's like this is
in the
it.
first 5 seconds.
Yeah, and in Canada, I was before I became a tour guide full time. I was a professional bike technician, bicycles. So I saw everyone on bicycles in Nippori, and I was like, I love this place. It was like everyone's so green and friendly, and it's family oriented. And that was it. I immediately fell in love with Japan, and now I think there's high expectations on me because I'm a foreigner. Like people come here, and like my number one joke is like the group gets together and we do morning introductions. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not Japanese, and they're all like, yeah, and they're kind of worried, right? Because they're like,
of course.
why is some foreigner gonna teach me and show me around Japan? And at the end of the tour, we use a lot of local guides, right? And like I said, they're retirees. So they get a license. You can get a certified license for guiding here. It's just you studying Japanese history and infrastructure and whatever. But 90% of the time, these guides just rehearse out of the textbook and they talk to you in such a dry way.
So there's no interaction.
Yeah.
It's
so
just...
at the end of the tour, the customers are like, we wish you were the one doing all this. And I was like, yeah, they have to be here because not all guides do what I do, right? But once the customers realize, like, damn, Mike like knows everything about Japan, like we just want to be with him all the time, which is why I opened my own company because this was pre Landmark and Legends. So then I was like, hey, like people like the way I travel. The highlight of their tour is usually somewhere I took them. I just want to. How about I show them how I travel, and that's how I made the company. And yeah.
Does it sometimes happen that people have such like outrageously high expectations about Japan
100%
that when everything's not perfect they're slightly disappointed?
Yeah, for sure.
Because Japan's now everywhere, like on social media, TikTok, whatever, and they just show you like everybody's just like, it's
the best
perfect
things.
Best things.
Wake up at 4 a.m. to go somewhere and take a photo when there's no one on the street,
and every scene is like that scene that you described, like idyllic.
It's perfect.
What do you do in that case when people are like, I don't like this, or I don't know, it's not as good as I thought, or like...
Honestly,
I mean, is that on you even?
No, it's not. It's definitely not, right? Because so basically what happens is if someone books a tour and it's advertising these spots, we have to take them there legally. If we don't take them there, it's false advertising, right? So I have to take them to these places, and I'll set the expectations. I'm like, guys, it's gonna be really busy. So usually...
you're just dissing the place for like 15 minutes to bring the expectation down.
Fushimi Inari is the perfect example. So for Fushimi Inari, I usually, if I don't have like a sightseeing bus, because a lot of tours we have sightseeing buses. I have like a full Greyhound, right? I tell people, I'm like, I'm leaving at 5:45 a.m. I will be that guy who goes early so they can experience it without the traffic. And I just tell them, like, if you go later, like, it's shoulder to shoulder, just trust me. Like, I don't want to wake up at 5:45. Like, that sucks. No one wants to do that, but I'm doing it for you guys, right? Like, we all have to make sacrifices, and as long as I'm willing to make that sacrifice, even though I've done it before, I think everyone else should be willing, right? Makes sense. Lead by example. Right. So I don't know, but I think everyone should see everything one time, man. It's so worth it. Do some more traveling. I'll show you anywhere you want to go. Like, it's fine. Yeah.
Well, what would you say is maybe like the number one thing that, because we're praising Japan so much all the time, what's the number one thing that people dislike maybe is when they come over as tourists? If there is one thing, or...
I think they just talk about how busy it is.
Yeah.
Because most of the tours that I run with other companies are the golden route, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. Stop in Hakone,
big
maybe.
cities.
Yeah, and it's always the big cities. So I think people just say, like, I want to do more countryside. I want to see like the slower side of Japan. So, yeah.
By the way, how's your life in Japan? Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier. Yeah, it's
Yeah?
great. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, no. Had a Japanese girlfriend.
Yeah.
We live here in Hodogaya, not too far from the office here.
By the way, that's close to Yokohama. Is it part of Yokohama?
Yeah, it's part of Yokohama.
Part of Yokohama,
yeah, Yokohama station's one stop away.
So you're not like in Tokyo. You're a little bit
but
outside
we're
of
like
Tokyo.
40 minutes by train.
Yeah,
So it's super easy.
it's beautiful here.
Yeah, it's super chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, good view with the river right here on the balcony, which is nice.
It's crazy. Like I said, like
Yeah.
50 minutes from like central
Yeah,
Tokyo,
from central
and it feels
Tokyo,
like I don't know, the most peaceful
Yeah.
area ever.
Yeah. So it's nice. For me, it's still busy. We're actually looking at houses right now in the countryside, like Saitama and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want like a garage and like, yeah, I want
Yeah.
like a Canadian style
Yeah.
house, you know, with some room.
You want your own hockey team and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
like.
yeah. Build me an ice rink in the backyard.
Yeah,
in the
nice.
winter. Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, we've been together over a year. And that's going super great. And yeah, I don't know. I stay busy, man, and the food's great. I think it's different for me, right? So my job is to just like hype Japan, right? Like that's what I'm made to do. So when I've met other people, like foreigners,
Let's go,
living here-
Japan!
yeah, other expats, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of
Because you're not in
times-
an office, stuck in an office,
yeah,
being
I don't have
miserable.
the black suit
You're not
job,
a paper,
right?
yeah.
I'm just
paper
chilling,
pusher.
yeah, and I'm eating out every day because it's part of work. I don't
Just
have
like
a kitchen.
entertaining people,
I'm entertaining
being
people.
the center of the life of the party.
Yeah, I'm going and just doing all
You know
these
what? Doesn't
awesome
sound that
things.
bad.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, man. And
Because you know what most foreigners that live here say.
they hate the conformity and
Yeah, and they say like never work for a Japanese company.
the black suit companies.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's different. When I've met other expats, they usually aren't as happy living in Japan, and they're kind of tired of it. So I haven't made too many friends, honestly. Yeah. I've just kind of
Because you don't want to like get sucked into this
Yeah.
like circle of being jaded and bitter.
Yeah, so I actually I was really surprised. So like the best way to explain it is actually through my dating history here in Japan, and it's the same thing when I try and make friends, where like I meet them and they might be like, oh, like I want to leave Japan, or like Japan sucks for this and that.
Foreigners,
And,
right?
Yeah, foreigners, and even when I was dating,
Mm.
and like I would meet people, and I'm just like, oh, you see this? Like, this is their story. And then I didn't think about it till like a couple months ago when I went to Canada. And I was like, yo, if someone came up to me and they were obsessed with Canada, and they were just like, yo, check out all these facts, I'd be like, you're fucking weird, dude. Like, you're a weirdo. I don't want to talk with you. Like, what? so that's me in Japan. I'm like that Japan guy. Like, it's hard to make friends.
Like, look at that sign. Did you see
Yeah.
that sign for no traffic? It's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so I meet people, and I'm just overly positive about Japan, and I think it makes it hard to like keep up a relationship or friendship with them.
I understand.
So yeah.
Yeah. I ask like my Japanese friends all the time about like Sengoku, like this warring states period or something super like
Sengoku
not even
Jidai.
that specific, and they're like, I don't know shit about. I'm not
Yeah,
interested.
They don't know anything.
I'm not
about
interested about it.
It. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what about the samurai? And they're like, you mean like horse riding?
Yeah.
That's what a guy said to me in a bar once, and he
Yeah.
just started laughing.
Yeah. Dude.
You know, he was like, listen, dude, I don't give a fuck about Japanese history.
Yeah.
So it's I totally get it. It's fun.
Yeah, dude. They but Japanese people especially, like, the grass is always green on the other side.
course.
Like, do you know a ton of history about Berlin in itself?
Because I used to be a tour guide.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I'm
shit.
originally from Slovenia, tiny
Okay.
country in the Balkans.
Yeah,
I don't know anything.
that's what I mean. When you grow up somewhere, like, it just becomes normal. So when you travel somewhere, you're usually more inclined to want to learn. So a lot of Japanese people are just like, yo, like, we don't know any of these things.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes it a lot different. And I think I'm also just I'm a very positive person. And I try and always be glass half full instead of half
Are
empty.
Canadians like that in general?
I think so.
Oh, nice.
I think a lot of times. Yeah.
Oh,
At least
that's cool.
a lot of like my people that
Yeah.
I hang out with in Canada. It makes a big difference. It makes a huge difference. If
Yeah.
you just surround yourself with positivity, like, things are positive. And I think that's why my tours also go well, is because I'm always positive and I just enjoy things. So it's infectious, right? It's infectious.
I'm gonna bring it down a little bit now.
Yeah.
What's the worst story that you had in Japan when it comes to like tour guiding, or you did everything so far went really well? Because I had some really bad experiences as a tour guide in Berlin. People doing crazy shit.
No,
So I'm
man.
wondering if
Nothing.
well, do you have some sort of like a screening? How do you process, or
No,
you take anybody, or
anyone could take a
wow?
tour. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's different because people invest a bit more to come over here, and
I think
it's not just like
yeah.
some random city in Europe on one of the stops in Europe that they do, and they kind of don't give a crap.
I also give a ton of information on do's and don'ts. So at the start of the tour, like our first,
you never
day
had
on
anybody
bus,
like run naked around or
no.
break
If I heard
something
about
or
that, like I would
get into a fight
yeah.
or something.
No, I
Okay.
tell them like chill. And the demographic for Japan is different, right? Like,
what is it?
Like introverts. Yeah, because it's like people who are into like anime and gaming, and
Oh,
we don't get as many.
I would have thought maybe you have a lot of like pensioners, maybe.
And for an older group tour for sure, and that's when we do more.
So you also like kind of
there's
separate.
So for the one company I contract with, I subcontract to, they actually have different age groups, and they're a great company too. But I'm not supposed to. If I don't have like media training from them, they don't want me to talk about their names. But they're a great company, fantastic. I love working with them, and they do different age groups. So the higher end tours. For the older people, older demographic, we stay in like 4-star hotels, and it's like a plus experience. There's more temple and shrine visits because it's not as much pop culture. They don't want that, but they come with kids. So then I'll always tell them, I'm like, hey, you have kids with you. Let's show them some pop culture because they want that. They want the anime and gaming experience and to see that side of Japan. But if we look at what's different between Japan and parts of Asia, of like Thailand, right? Thailand's way cheaper than Japan.
Yep.
And it's like a drinking destination. Like you have young 18-year-olds that go there and they just get shit-faced all the time and they make bad choices. Where I think another thing about my tours is actually when I was leaving one of my hotels recently at the end of a tour, they're talking to me like, do you know? I shouldn't say his name. Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
Yeah.
We're going to bleep out the first one.
It's okay. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, he loves to party. And I was like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, like we have meetings every morning. And we always have to say like, EF's here, let's be ready, because they have a 24-hour bar. And I guess every night he says, yo, let's meet at the hotel bar and have drinks together. And I could only imagine like he must have some horror stories, right? Because he's promoting drinking. Like he's opening an atmosphere for people to just come and like just get shit-faced all the time. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't for 6 years now. And I would much rather focus on giving my customers as much sightseeing and knowledge and education as possible in my tours and support than I would. Like, I still go out at night. I'll take them to Golden Guy as part of the experience, and I want to show them fun places. My favorite place is
in Tokyo?
Hiroshima. No, Hiroshima. My favorite place to go out at night is Hiroshima. I'll do a pub crawl.
I've never been there. Yeah.
It's fantastic. We start off at one of my Kemby's Pub. Kemby's Pub, great English style bar. They have a free pool table, amazing food. They have their own brewery. The owner's amazing. Definitely check out Kemby's Pub if you're in Hiroshima. And then we go to Bar Revolution because I'm trying to knock people off. I'm trying to minimize the group. So we start off somewhere with a big area. Kemby's has a huge amount of seating.
Also, they can stay there.
Yeah. Or they get tired because we don't start till like 9:30. And then, half the group drops off. We have 15 people. We go to Bar Revolution. And Bar Revolution is on the rooftop, and you can overlook the downtown of Hiroshima where the drinking area is. And then more people drop off.
At the end, it's like
I need
a platoon from the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
You have like 3 soldiers left.
Yeah, and the last one's it's a speakeasy,
nice.
But it's a secret one. So it's called Bar Allegra, and it's hidden in one of these third story
not so secret
building.
Anymore,
not so secret anymore. Yeah.
How do you find all of these
customers?
Secret places.
I get so many customers. They tell me fun things that they went and did, and then I check it out. And if I really like something, I like it, and I'll show them. And this place is cool, man. And the owner is amazing. And Yeah, he makes like he's a mixologist. Like I don't even order from his menu because I don't drink, and I go in the day and I'm like, what do I want today? And I just tell him like something citrusy today, no bubbles, and not so sweet. I want more on the bitter side. And he just like whips up something, and dude, it's amazing just to like watch and hang out. And but it's a smaller place, so we don't fit too many people. So I have to make the night long.
Yeah,
so
I
that
was
people
thinking when
drop out.
you were talking about Kyoto, and I couldn't like we couldn't get a restaurant with 6 people. And then you said sometimes you have like 44 people. How
Yeah.
do you get a restaurant in Kyoto or anywhere
You have
with
to make
44
bookings
people?
way ahead, so we have to make reservations.
You have a couple of places that you
Yeah,
already know.
yeah. There's always options. Yeah,
Right.
And for me, like so there's always a set amount of group dinners on a group tour, because some of these tours, the smallest one is a Tokyo tour for what I subcontract for, and they spend like a week in Tokyo, and then sometimes the tours are 17 days long, and I'm in the hotel with the guests the whole time and traveling them around. So we have to make all these reservations ahead. If I book my own group dinners just as an extra experience for the customers, um, I have a couple staples. I like to do Torikizoku because I just think it's super fun. It's a good atmosphere. You don't have as many foreigners going there, so it can be a loud Japanese party place, which I think is just really fun. Um, and having a nice yakitori menu is just good. Good price
Skewers.
too. Yeah,
Yep.
there is inflation. When I first came to Japan 2 years ago, it was 350 yen per item.
Yeah.
So Torikizoku, great place. Please go there. If you get a small beer, 390 yen now, or a big beer, mega size pint, 390 yen. So
That's
there's
crazy.
40 yen inflation in the last 2 years, which is a lot for Japan.
Yeah.
That's a lot for Japan. So, but their whole menu, it's a good price, right? You get 5 things, it's 2,000 yen, and everyone's happy. So,
Mike, is there such a thing as an itinerary from hell here in Japan? Can you what would be the worst possible thing you could do as far as places go, or a combination of places? Or is everything worth kind of seeing?
everything is worth seeing, but if you tell me like what is the worst itinerary to do if you book a trip to Japan, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. It's the worst itinerary because they're the busiest places. They're the most visited with tourism. Do they have cool things to see? Yes, they do. I'm like I said, like visit everything once, but sprinkle in some more rural side stuff. You know, don't just do the big cities. Like take a side jaunt somewhere. See a bit of the countryside. Don't just do the 3 big cities and then leave Japan, because that will not leave the impression of what Japan really has.
Not an accurate representation of
Yeah,
everything.
there's so much more to Japan, right? And I literally travel Japan for a living. That's my full-time career. And I also travel Japan for fun because I love Japan and I want to see more. And there's so much to see here. So, I did a pilgrimage by myself, 2023, for Christmas, December. I visited 34 temples of Kannon up in Chichibu,
Nice.
which is a mountain mountain area just outside of Tokyo. Some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
I was also on like
Coming from a Canadian?
it was on a spiritual experience too, though, right? So one thing that happened was it was near the end of my pilgrimage. I did 100. Are you kilometers in
Kilometers,
Germany as well? Yeah. So I finished at 111 kilometers in 4 days walking through the mountains. But near, I think it was Temple 31 or 32. I'm walking up this mountain street, and there's nothing. It's a dead end at the top, and I come around this bend, and I should print off one of the photos to put it here just so I can show people. But there was literally like thousands of Jizo statues. Like I can't even they're like this big, and dude, I can't even like 5,000-6,000. Like this entire hillside
Covered with statues.
And my jaw doesn't drop often seeing things in Japan because I've seen so many things, and I literally froze where I was standing, and I was just like, holy crap, like this is one of the most like breathtaking things I've ever seen in my life.
And did you know it's going to be there, or no? It was a complete surprise.
It was a complete surprise.
Nobody ever talks about it.
No one knows. Why would you go
Where
to
was
Chichibu?
that? The Chichibu Mountains.
It was in Chichibu. It was
Okay.
it's the 34 temples of Kannon.
And one of those was
going up to it. It
Damn.
wasn't even the temple I was going to. It was just there. It was another temple there. And dude, it was just like, wow. You know, like
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was. I can't explain it. You have to go there and I don't even know the name of it. I could just go back because I have the pilgrimage listed, right? But yeah, I travel Japan for fun as well as work, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just always seeing new places. I'm going to the Oban Festival in Hakone next week.
Nice.
For the 13th to 16th, and then we're gonna go to Osaka to do the World Fair and USJ,
Expo.
and then we go to Nara. Just 'cause I always work in Nara, but I'm always stuck seeing the main things, so I want to go and just do my own exploration to learn more and see more, and because Nara's a beautiful place. So yeah, man, there's always things happening. Like I want to go to Sendai and stuff.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Yeah. So
last topic.
Yeah.
It's a sexy one. Bureaucracy.
Okay. Perfect.
You're establishing your own company.
Yeah.
How's that going?
The worst decision I've ever made in my whole life.
I mean, just applying. I have the easiest visa out there.
Yeah, you had the spouse visa?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's still a nightmare.
Yeah. So
it's still a nightmare, and everybody's like, "You're lucky." So I can't imagine what it feels like to try to do a complicated thing.
Are you year by year?
Year by year, they don't want to give me 3 years. They don't want to give me because I'm a freelancer.
Yeah.
So they're like, you're basically a homeless person.
Yeah.
That's how they are seeing it.
So every year.
So every year I have to prove all of my income. I have to prove that this is a legitimate relationship. I have to I don't know.
Yearly still.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're not really. It's not really friendly that way. So yeah, that's why I wanted to ask. If it's tough for me, how is it for you?
So I've never spoken with someone who has the spouse visa to know how it works.
Yeah.
And so me doing the business manager is just starting my own company.
Business manager visa.
It's still a nightmare. So even after the company is established, then I also need to renew my visa yearly after providing income and what was your sale, like all of this. So it sounds the same thing to show them much.
Maybe it's gonna be easier because you're gonna be here for a while already.
Yeah, I guess if you're just
also, I think maybe it depends on the passport a little bit. I think Canada has a stronger passport than Slovenia. It's still in the European Union, but they don't like every time I show my passport, they have to Google the country. Yeah. They disappear into the back. They come back with the boss. They're like, I don't know what this is. Is that a real? Did you just print this out? So maybe it's also
crazy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Immigrating
and I hire lawyers every time.
Yeah. I was wondering if you would still hire a lawyer. Yeah. So I got a lawyer hired last year, and they totally did me dirty, and they got me the visa I didn't want.
Oh shit!
Which is a business startup. So it gave me 4 months extension, and it wasn't the one that was on the contract. And I still paid full price, even though it was only 4 months instead of 12 months. And I tried asking them. I was like, yo, you told me I was getting this one, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, read section 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, what? And then they traded me off to another law firm who won't even answer my emails. And I'm asking simple questions. So you need capital proof in your bank account in Japan to get this business manager visa. And I already got my capital approved 3-4 months ago. And now that the visa has changed, now I'm getting the business manager visa. And I asked them, I was like, do I still need that capital for September when my visa renewal is happening? That was 2 weeks ago, and they haven't emailed me. And then I emailed them and I was like, yo, I have time off. I'd like a phone call. I think it's really you guys could answer that question. There's no reason for you to not have answered it. And they're like, yeah, well, because we don't speak fluent English, we want to make sure we have a video call so that there's no confusion. I'm like, bro, you could have just said yes or no in the Google Translate.
Maybe it's the same company because I have similar experience. They're not answering my emails. Dude, they're not.
Both companies were bad like that, and I think even though they have interpreters that they hire, it just doesn't feel like a good service. So it's crazy to hear you have the same experience.
Same.
Yeah, it's not
maddening.
Great. Yeah, it's not great. And
But you're getting
it's too
there.
bad to hear. Yeah, it's too bad to hear the spouse visa is also difficult. I thought
And
it was
I
easy.
hear it's the easiest one. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
But maybe you're gonna have a different. I hope you have a different experience though.
So, do you like living in Japan? Like, are you happy having moved here and like settled down
Yeah, yeah, it's nice,
Yeah.
but I think I'm eventually gonna go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's but also I'm not one of like I never watched anime.
Yeah.
I never had any like previous connection to Japan. We
Yeah.
just hopped over
Yeah, you
on
just-
a whim.
Yeah.
I moved over like a maniac,
To
no
help the
plan, no
family, yeah.
friends, no no
Yeah.
language skills at the time. So it's been a bit challenging at the beginning.
Yeah.
It wasn't such a fairy tale as you were
Yeah.
describing.
Yeah.
Also, straight to Tokyo, it's a bit of a.
Yeah.
Berlin has like 3 million people.
Yeah.
It's the capital city, but there's space everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's huge. It used to be 2 cities, and now it's
Yeah.
like 1. And Tokyo is just, it's you're bombarded with like stimuli all the time, and it took me like I still have slight PTSD from that. You know? So it takes a while, but I'm think now I'm getting also older a little bit. I want to explore nature more.
Yeah.
I wanted Tokyo, but
Yeah.
now I've been here for 2 years.
I just got my camping set up for here because
Nice.
I'm a big outdoors guy.
Right. You have a driver's license?
No, my girlfriend does though.
Okay,
So she
yeah.
drives
Oh,
us.
nice.
We're going camping actually in September for my birthday.
Awesome.
Yeah, we went camping for her first time in January, February this last year. Got my whole new setup here in Japan just to see what their gear's like. Dude, their gear here, if you like camping, bro, it's crazy. Oh my gosh. Go to the camping stores here.
Yeah.
They have stuff we never thought about in the Western world.
Just like you throw it in the air and the tent is
I have
already
to show
like
you.
yeah,
Dude,
show
this
me.
is like one of my favorite things.
Show us.
Yeah. Can you find something like this in Canada? You can. You totally can. But I've never noticed it. So I have like this nice basket here, okay?
Yeah.
And this was just like in the store. But what they were selling is a tabletop for it. So I actually like what I do. So
By the way,
inside,
why do you have firewood?
because in Japan you have to bring your own stove to a lot of campsites.
Oh wow.
So I bought firewood at the campsite and we
Yeah.
didn't use all of it. And
Yeah.
I was like, we'll just use it next time. And it smells good in the closet now.
Yeah.
So this is where I keep all of like my stoves in here, my extra cans. But then after,
Oh, look at that.
it's a countertop.
It's like a little table.
For cooking.
Yeah.
right?
That's
So,
nice.
So all I have to do is put all of my kitchen stuff in here and I just grab it and go.
yeah.
And
And then you have like a little
Yeah. This is car camping, mind you. I'm also
Right.
a backcountry camper guy, so would I bring this? No, but in Japan, car camping is super famous, and that's what people do. So I just thought of this, and I was like, dude, this is so
I
easy
gotta
to
get
do.
I gotta get license.
Right?
Driver's
Yeah.
license. Yeah.
So,
This is really nice.
Yeah, super easy. Just random stuff like that.
I thought for a second you were
All
gonna
these
be
little
like
things.
bringing a rifle out. Or
Yeah.
something. Look what you.
No, they have, dude. Yeah, they have a lot of cool like. It's.
I love the
endless.
mountains.
Yeah, it's.
I really
endless.
love the mountains,
Yeah, well, you're
so-
German, right? So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
close
yeah,
enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mike.
An easy hike for you is like going up Fuji or something. I've been told. Or so.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah,
almost.
like, oh, we're
I haven't
just-
been Fuji yet, but
Yeah.
not gonna. I've seen some
I'm
like
not gonna,
crazy.
I'm
people.
not going to go to Fuji. I think at this point it's too busy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
too touristy.
I've seen pictures of people who went. I've had friends go, and
I'm tempted because it's Fuji, but every picture I see,
it's a lineup the whole way.
Exactly, yeah.
The entire time you're literally in line for like 7 hours. And that's not why I'm going to nature, you know? And like,
Yeah.
is it cool to say I hiked Fuji? Yeah, it is. But at the same time, like, hike a mountain near Fuji, and then you can see Fuji from the mountain you hiked with no one on it. Why not? So, yeah.
Mike, thanks. This was awesome.
Yeah, been a pleasure.
What
dude.
a pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Again, how can people contact you? What's the best way?
Landmarkandlegends.com. Check me out there, or our Instagram, Landmark and Legends. Yeah, it's all online and set up. We'll take care of you in Japan, show you all the best spots.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a
So,
good time.
last question. So, if people want to see something specific, do you incorporate it in the tour? How does that work? Or do you have like your own itinerary that you suggest?
We actually currently have our own itineraries online on the website. But if people want a custom tour as well, like you can just email me on the info page and say like, hey, I'm looking to do this and this. And if you have a group of 12 people or more, we can make a fully custom tour for you that has all the details that you would want.
Awesome.
And go from there. So it's, super easy.
Thanks again, bro.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Right on.